Incremental greetings. So you know that, okay, SuperMemo, incremental reading, it's super awesome. You can get knowledge super quick, retain that knowledge. So if it's so powerful, why people are not using it to make money or to make a lot of money, right? So I think that was discussed several times in the last 5 years. And I want to share today my 2 cents about this, what I have seen from other people that shared, what they have experienced with tutorees that they have this purpose, and my own opinion. Then, the question is, have you ever used incremental reading or SuperMemo help you in acquiring more money through the increase in knowledge? There are several ways to interpret this question. First, you will know one famous case of one person who just used Anki for a while to memorize random trivia facts. And eventually, he showed in one TV show and won that TV show. That you just have to answer trivia questions and you get the prize money and stuff like this, right? So yeah, that's one case you can use SuperMemo, spaced repetition, incremental reading. From this video, I will just call SuperMemo or everything like a synonym. So yes, but is this worth it? So that requires that every day, almost every day, you will review, in order to keep this in memory, stable in your memory, thousands of random facts. Who won the Nobel Prize of medicine that specific year, or in chemistry that other year? Questions like that. So if you ask me, what do you want? To use SuperMemo to seek your own pleasure, your own interest, or do whatever is required, random trivia that is just grinding, no pleasure involved, and eventually someday you will earn a lot of money. So the question is, what do you want to do? A part-time, pleasurable seeking learner, or a bored millionaire? If you ask me, I will choose the first option. I don't want to be a bored millionaire because, first, the grinding of do what I don't like every single day, recalling information, memorizing, making an effort, and reviewing information I don't care, it will be a torture. This torture doesn't cost millions for me. Not only that, it's because of this, I will have less time on learning what I really want to learn. So skipping this or minimizing the time for this for many years straight doesn't have the value of a couple of millions of dollars or in whatever currency. Fun fact is that this guy or perhaps another guy that did the same thing contacted Piotr Wozniak and sent some emails. And it happened to be that when Piotr replied, he added me in copy. So I have seen at least part of this exchange when that guy was feeling grateful for Piotr. Not because he used SuperMemo, because he used Anki instead, but because Anki relied on the research and discovery of Piotr Wozniak before. That's one way. For me, it's not worth it. And it's like a lucky shot that first you have to be accepted in the TV show. Second, you have to actually win it. So to recall on time and well whatever question you are asked after grinding. So you don't earn any single cent until the very end. If your end is earning money. The second point could be, okay, what I want is to use SuperMemo for getting a very high paying job in tech, in finance, whatever, that I can get hired of 200K, 100K, whatever is high in your country. I have known people like that. They use SuperMemo. They use it to grind for months or even longer than a year for lead code or high yield interview questions, whatever. And some of them succeeded. They got hired and they earned a lot more money than they will earn in a year. A lot more. But at the same time, they hated SuperMemo for that period because they grinded something that was not pleasurable for them. But they knew that that was limited in time. So once they got hired, they stopped doing that. Then I will only maintain what I'm required for my job, for their job, and they will resume whatever they did. They will start going back to whatever they were doing because now they have time. If that's for you, go ahead. But then I realized, okay, then you have the job. Same as me. I grinded a lot, even before I used SuperMemo, but I used Anki. I had a lot of good grades, so I could get to the master degree that goes with grades. So there's some percentiles and so on. So only the top students can get there. So if your grade is not enough, you get out of the place. So you don't. It's not about paying tuition fees. You don't get accepted. And then, when you're done with the master, is the PhD. In my case, it was in the field of biomedicine, which is a very competitive domain. So I succeeded. And yeah, then I was a lecturer. I didn't finish the PhD, by the way. And yes, I only had the very beginning, just a few credits. So it was not a full-timer. But I was working 8 hours a week. 8 hours a week, not a day, a week. And I was earning more than my girlfriend working a full-time job. It was very good paid. And if I could then work full-time, oh, that is massive. A very good salary, a good prospects of keeping the job until retirement, even without tenure track. But I hated that job. So yeah, I would say, yeah, I use spaced repetition, not SuperMemo in this case. It was Anki. Helped me a ton to achieve that, to get to that position. But for what? It was hell. Not just the working, but to get to the job I wanted was hell. Years later, well, actually, just 2 years later, COVID happened, and I lost my job. But at the same time, it's okay. I lost my job in the university, but it happened by pure coincidence. But in the recent months, I discovered free learning. And then it's okay now. Now I'm unemployed. Now that I have time, let me try SuperMemo out, and it's gonna start at this YouTube channel. So long story short, is wow, now I'm broke because I'm unemployed, and I finished unemployment. The money you get while you're unemployed, based on the taxes you have paid. So then I was not getting paid at all. And yes, I was freelancing here and there, whatever I could find. So happened to be that I was broke. To the point that, we need 10 days until my girlfriend gets paid, the pay slip. And I'm not getting customers as a freelancer. It was hard at the beginning. And what happens? It's 10 days still to get income, and we run out of toilet paper. Turns out we only have cents, not even a euro. We reached that point that I cannot buy toilet paper. Yes, I was still privileged because anytime I could just call my parents and sorry, I'm in a tight spot, can you wire me some money? Which I did several times. But I reached a point that, okay, only if I really, really need to, I will ask for money, right? And I reached that point. But at the same time, I was discovering for learning. And it's when I got the SuperMemo that, okay, now I get what's non-linear learning, free learning, pursue my interest. I feed my learn drive to the maximum. And that's what I'm talking a lot about this, because it's the extreme case. No money at all, and I was the happiest ever, because every day was a super dose of philanthropy, of pleasure, to learn this and that and this and that. So I was 30. 30 was 2031. And back then were the happiest times ever, I could say. So from 31 to my past, I never had been so hooked for learning. And altogether, because then your mood in everyday stays really positive. After so many depressions and apathy, because of the grinding, because of the sleep deprivation and all of that. So you have the balance. And now the third point is the opposite. What if you already have money? What if you already have money? What's the point of using SuperMemo? So I met a millionaire. One of my tutorees is a millionaire. Well, was a millionaire. Not that he lost money, it's that there's no longer tutoring. So perhaps there are other people who are millionaire and I just didn't know. But for that person, I knew for sure that person was a millionaire. And that person hired me for 70 sessions. About 70 sessions, and the sessions were 2 hours long. So more than 100 hours for more than a year. Because yes, that person could afford it. It was just not even pocket money for that person. But that's the difference. Plenty of money. I'm not seeking anything about getting more money. That person was seeking pleasure. He came across the Piotr Wozniak writings and discovered this free learning, the entropy and so on. He said, shoot, I want that. And I want to skip the learning curve of the software, that's why I hired you, da, 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 da. And for me, I'm so satisfied because that person achieved this goal. That, more or less a comment would, just by reading Wikipedia. I never thought that reading some sections of the Wikipedia it could be so pleasurable. And it was some of history, events, something that perhaps myself, I will find boring. Because what I like doesn't have to be the same for another person, right? So that is success. Because you cannot buy that. You can be a millionaire, but you cannot spend millions so you feed your philanthropy. You feed your learn drive every single day, or to know how to feed it. So in this case, could be that it was a bargain, because for relatively pocket money, just a few grand overall, in a year and something, you got as much pleasure as you want to for life. Because now you don't require more sessions. You already know how to do everything and how to get the knowledge. If you don't have the skills of this and that, you know how to get there. You got the paradigm already. So you're free to go. This is priceless. Priceless. That's why I will say that it's not about optimize for getting money. You will see this in YouTube videos with millions of views or hundreds of tons of views. In YouTube, you will see that in LinkedIn, in Twitter, that they measure success of how much money you make. That's not for me success. I'm realistic that I cannot tell you just follow your passion, do whatever you like, and eventually you will earn money. Because what could happen is that it could be really hard to monetize what you like, and you cannot decide what you like. For instance, as you see in the picture, I don't like coffee. I actually hate the aroma of coffee very intensely, to the extreme that I don't let my girlfriend have a coffee machine in my apartment. It is a charger for me. And you or more people could love coffee at the same time. So then I could say, oh well, if you're into finance, one good example. I live in Spain, and some European countries, football or soccer, it's a big deal. So the top players, or most of the players in the first division, they are millionaires. Even if they just they are just employees at the end of the day, and they just train and play, they are millionaires. But some other athletes of rowing, kayaking, handball, sports like this, that you couldn't even not name a person, an athlete in this sport, because they don't get to the TV or the news. They don't get paid. They get paid like an office worker, or even not even minimum wage, even. So they have to work full time and then practice a sport on top of that. What is the difference? Both athletes practice a sport they like, they love. The difference is that one is extremely highly paid and the other is poorly paid. So this could happen with anything. And this happens to me. I don't like finances. I don't like crypto or trading or investing, whatever I could learn freely by myself using SuperMemo and get money with this, earn money. But if I do that, I will be miserable because I will be painfully bored every single day. And what I liked is, neuroscience, psychology, a lot of stuff, now on ontology, information science, and all of that. And what happened? That I pursued these for years. And what it led me? To a lot of pleasure and some skills and some knowledge. But that doesn't translate to a skill I can monetize, right? I can relearn how to code. And yes, I can freelance and code whatever, programs, web pages, whatever. And people can hire me. I had been doing freelancing. Once I lost a job at the university, I did some freelance. I need some money, right? In the meantime, to decide what I do with my life. And yes, I had some rusty skills of programming because I started with computer science, actually, which I give up. And I did this in Fiverr. And then it's, wait, what do I have that other people don't? Or mostly don't? And so yeah, how to use Anki, how to formulate cards, let me help people. And that's what I did. And then I did this channel, the same channel you're watching now. And I ran it. When I even had money for toilet paper. I still spent money on doing YouTube videos because I like them. Not because, you know what, with this channel I'm going to earn money. I will become a YouTuber and make money. Well, that will be a really stupid decision to have chosen SuperMemo because it's extremely niche. And yes, some people will be willing to pay, obviously, but not many. I cannot work full time on this because I need several people every single day in order to make a living. So that is my point. The true power of relearning, non-linear learning, incremental reading, incremental learning, whatever label you want to use for this, does not have value in the sense that it's unlimited. No amount of money can substitute the pleasurability. If you're in a job, you want to hunt for a job, go for it and use SuperMemo so you will use the least amount of time possible. You will be the most efficient. Incremental problem solving, to know what you need to work on, memorize what you need to, what you decide to, and so on. But like in the image, you will be working for someone else at the end of the day. So it's really unlikely that you will love your job completely. You will have freedom if you work in a corporation. I also met people who use free learning, and they are freelancers. They do whatever they want. They are in a point that they can reject offers. That, yeah, I have this offer, but I don't like you, or I don't like the project, so I just don't accept it. Because if you free learn, you decide what skills you work on, what knowledge you require, what you do at the end of the day. So now I'm in a position that I really like. So those are my 2 cents. And for me, it happened. Don't take this as advice, because it's unlikely to happen to you. That just running this very same channel you're watching now is how I got hired, indirectly. Someone seen that videos, oh, contact me for tutoring. Then he get to know me because we did session on sessions. And next year is, hey, I'm starting a company and I have this role for you. I think you're a good candidate, da 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 da. And oh shit. And it's not that it's not highly paid yet. I will put it in a well paid. In the sense that I will earn more money in the academia if I had continued. It's a good salary, but are the conditions? The degree of freedom to choose and all of that, the flexibility, that it's very likely in a corporate I will have that. It just happened that just doing what they wanted is this kind of meta, because it's not something that I did in SuperMemo of learning this and then applying this, I got the job. It was just for using SuperMemo and incremental reading, I would say. So I could have done whatever, and it will have led to the same place. So to wrap up this video that is kind of long, 26 minutes with no editing, you can just get a lot of knowledge, ton of knowledge, go to a TV show, this kind of thing, and get money there, this way. You can hunt for a job, prep for interview, read code, this kind of thing. Third, you can just do your free learning to invest. So it's not to work for a company or for yourself. You just make money for trading or investing and like this. So you don't have an office job per se. And the other is that the category I'm in, that just do whatever you want because you want to, and if an offer pops, you can embrace it. But you don't do it for the purpose of getting a job or earn money. For instance, I ask for money in this channel. Yes. And especially at some time, I had like a section that, hey, here's my Patreon, because yes, I was in a tight position. So I was really asking for money. If I get 50 euros, at least I can buy toilet paper every month, right? You get the point that I know it's not enough to make a living, but it could be some extra that in a tight spot can be helpful. And yes, I got some donations. Some donations were actually from people that I help in Discord. So I invested my time. So I could say it was an informal tutoring session. So something that was generally a donation, that they just watch my videos and they donate. I think I don't reach, it will be in about 100 something. So it's not worth it for this. I don't get paid by the apps. I'm super far away to get paid to monetize this channel. If I'm doing all of these videos, it's because it's pleasurable. Hint, it's in the name of the channel. Not because, man, I'm going to earn money with this. The point is that I'm following my pleasure. Happens to be that for me, SuperMemo itself, like in a meta perspective, is already pleasurable. Why? I don't know. It's just like this. Why I despise coffee? I don't know. My DNA or my brain tells me that. That's how I can explain I did more than 300 videos about SuperMemo without getting paid for it. While working full-time, while unemployed, regardless of the situation. So those were my very long 2 cents. Let me know what's your opinion. Let me know your case. If you don't want to share here publicly, send me an email, pleasureableLearning@gmail.com. If you disagree with this, you have yet another use case, you find a way to earn money, and perhaps both at the same time, pleasure and money, that will be a win-win. Let me know. And as always, see you incrementally.